Welcome back to our Borough Walk special episode this week. We've, of course, got Will and Jonathan back with us to obviously talk about the final 8 games and can Borough get into playoffs. But we are delighted, of course, to have a face that all Borough fans will recognise. The incomparable INRICTUS. How are you, Ryan?
Good to see you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Lots of shouting, I'm sure, to be done about that Luton game. We're going to get into this. I've got some shocking tweets to show off as well. That's coming up in a couple of minutes' time. But before that, let's get into the last 8 games of the season. While we can, there's an international break here. Let's jump straight into it, shall we? Right. Is this still on, Will? Have you still got confidence? I think you came out of Kenilworth Road asking for the manager's head. We'll get into that in a minute. But with the fixtures you've got, do you think this is still doable, or have you given up?
I don't think it is. I don't think it quite is. You look at Blackburn away, some of those away games. I actually can't really see us going there and winning. We've been poor on the road. But in terms of the home games, Leeds and Norwich, I think the only easy ones there are really Oxford and Plymouth. And knowing Borough, neither of them will be easy. I know we'll touch on Luton, but I came out of Kenilworth Road absolutely fuming, to be honest. It's a nice one for me. I'm a southerner, so it's only 15 minutes down the road, but goodness me, we got battered by relegation fodder. So going into these 8 games, yes, we have some, like, on paper should be easy, but no, I'm not confident at all.
All right. Let's run through the home games, Jonathan, with you, if that's okay then. So Oxford at home is winnable. You've already beaten Leeds this season. I know it is a cup game, but let's be fair. Plymouth are dreadful, and Norwich is currently dreadful. All right. So for me, that's 9 points. Yes.
Well, yeah, on paper you could argue that, but also on paper you can't. It's hard to go against the stats this season, isn't it? And so, as much optimism I'd love to still have to say we can, get some momentum, win some games, play some attractive football. Every sodding week, it's the same old story. We get a little bit of hope, and then it's dashed. And I'll go all the way back to Norwich 3-3 earlier on in the season, and just peaks and troughs and. Yeah, so my head says no. We might be near the playoffs, but we ain't playing like a playoff contending team. My heart, of course, wants us to be there, and you're absolutely right. We should win all them home games, but then I'm going completely against what the stats are saying. Our home record ain't that great, so it's going to be a bit of a Lazarus turnaround. Even though we're in a great position in the league, we ain't playing like it.
Okay, Ryan, what's your thoughts on the final 8 games to come, and then we will get into Luton?
Yeah, look, it's going to be hard to win a game when you can't score a goal. And apparently in football, scoring goals is important. And apparently the Borough have just forgotten how to do that. INRICTUS is just not filling us with any confidence whatsoever. He feels like he's not game fit, unfortunately. And we've only got then Tommy Conway to rely on. Now, Tommy Conway's a great striker. But when you pin back for 85 minutes, as you were in Luton Town, and you can't get it anywhere near Tommy Conway, well, he can't score a goal either, can he? So, no, I'm not optimistic. Look, I've been frustrated. I've been, up and down like these lads have. But I think the Borough have well and truly sold their hopes in Latte Lath when he left. I think he was the only chance we had with the goal scoring record he had. We had the chance then to all month to bring in someone, and unfortunately we failed to replace him anywhere near the level that he was on.
Okay. Let's go through some of the more depressing tweets of the week. I have to start with this one, which just made me chuckle, Will. Miss Phil says it might be the worst Borough season in history if Sunderland and Leeds go up with Newcastle winning a trophy. We won't mention that. We'll skip on quickly. Alex says, quite depressing, really, that your keeper is man of the match against this team's second effing bottom. Will, Travers was amazing, wasn't he? Does he get a permanent deal just on the back of that display?
Absolutely, it's great to see a keeper that's actually competent and can make saves. We've had some really, really bad ones in recent years. So he was the only bright spark. Genuinely, it could have been 5-0 at half time. I was in the stand surprised that it wasn't. Poor Rai having to wake up for that. I wanted to leave, to be honest. It was. I'm surprised as well because at the end they all got a clap, and I'm actually quite surprised that they didn't get a couple boos. I was at Portsmouth away and we lost that, and that was quite bad. And there were boos, and it sounded quite toxic. And that was before this awful run of form. And now, the other day was just, I can't even describe it. It was so bad.
Right, did the neighbours wake up in the first half?
No, they've had one of the best years of their lives. Honestly, we've had fantastic. I mean, apart from Luton and a couple of games at Oxford, they've literally slept in and had one of the best, quiet times of their life. So, no, we've been quite quiet here unfortunately down in Australia because. Unfortunately, in front of goal, we've just been quite shy ever since, which was weird going into the end of last year when we were blowing teams away 5-0, and 6-0. We had it in us. And, for some reason, with the injuries that keep popping up, we just keep faltering now.
Yeah. Cheers for everyone. Let's have a look at some more. Jonathan, shall we? Ty says, we've made the 23rd team in the league look like the best. It's embarrassing. And Carrick keeping INRICTUS on for the full 90 is a joke. What an embarrassment of a signing. Jay says, awful game of football, no shot on target, no fight at all, same old. And there's lots of INRICTUS tweets, which I didn't publish on here, because, the real anger towards him is something to behold. They've got a point, though, Jonathan, isn't he?
Yeah, they have. I was at Kenilworth Road, same as Will, on Saturday, and 30 minutes of the game we got battered, and I don't think we didn't string two passes together, and B, I don't think we even had a touch in their half in the first half hour. It was tough going, and they didn't look like a bottom of the table team for that first half hour. And then you look at the problems we've got, and you're right, INRICTUS is one of them. I'm not entirely sure what his role is. It seems to more disrupt the flow of our team than it does to help, I must say. Carrick talked about the pitch being bobbly and not aiding our football. I question our initiative and ability to overcome such problems when you get paid that kind of money. And you know what I saw once in the second half? Howson got the ball at the back and he showed initiative because guess what? He didn't play it out from the back. He ran out with it and to avoid the bobbles on the pitch. And he put Bergzorg in. If Bergzorg hadn't fallen over, he might have had half a chance. And it was the only bit of initiative I can remember in the game. And the other thing that's consistently happening is Morris. And I'm a Morris fan, but not at the minute. And his slide rule passes into his own area are just gold dust for the opposition. I have to say, it's he seems very good at giving the ball away, and it needs to improve. But I don't know what else to say. But you're right, Will. The other thing, you're right, mate. They all applauded at the end, and the fans were all singing the praises, and there weren't no booing, that's for sure. It was. I was a little bit surprised, but maybe apathy rules, and they're just like, we don't care. We've had a nice day out, despite the football. Who knows?
Illing Jr. didn't escape criticism either, Will, from fans. Just briefly on him.
I genuinely cannot see how he's a professional footballer. I don't know what Chelsea saw in him, what Juventus saw in him, Aston Villa, Bologna. I'm lost for words, and he's been called up to the England under-21s this week as well with Hackney. And I don't know why. I know he's playing left back. I know maybe that's not his natural position, but my God, it's one of the worst Borough performances I've seen. I will just Jonathan touched on it. Johnny Howson, how good is it to see him back? Captain fantastic. We've missed him so much this season and last season. So if we get any positives, Travers, Johnny Howson, and Neto Borges, I'll add at centre back.
Ryan, we're sorry to put this one to you, but Will and Jonathan in previous weeks have made their case on this one. Carrick out, says T-Sider. That was the worst performance I've seen from us. Absolutely shocking. And Carrick did nothing to try and win the game. It was truly pathetic. Where are you just on your manager? Would you mind just sharing?
Yeah, look, it's a tough one because we've obviously given him now the longest serving manager in the championship. And if you had have put the question to us at the start of the season where Sunderland are right now, dare mention them, is exactly where we would expect to be, and we would have expected Sunderland to be where we are, sort of thing. And unfortunately, Carrick's been blighted again by injuries, which we again had last season. But unfortunately, there's only so much bad luck that you can ride as a manager, and when you've got so many injuries to the team, it's got to be investigated, and maybe it's the manager, the training regime, whatever it is, sort of thing. It can't just be rolling year in year of bad luck with injuries, and unfortunately just keep getting the chance. Carrick won't go till the end of the season, I don't think, and then at the end of the season, I'm sure we will have a look if we don't make playoffs. But look, there's that age-old, we're only 3 points off. Maybe he'll do it again next season, and maybe they'll give him another chance. I like Carrick. I think he's got a good footballing brain. I think he's been let down a little bit by the departure of Aaron Danks in the tactical department. You can see as well his substitutions are so frustrating. The man's gonna have a roast dinner before he'll make a substitution, because it's just 85 minutes plus before that man will even look to the bench. So there's some tactical things that he needs to improve on. I like him as a footballing manager. I think he has got a bright future. Whether it's at the Borough or not is up to Gibbo and co. Though I don't think they'll give him much more leniency, especially if we miss out again this year.
Do any of you think he's vulnerable in this international break at all? We've got 2 weeks.
No. Are you kidding me? We're just gonna sit back and laugh at this international break. There's nothing will happen at the Borough in the 2 week space. I mean, if it was going to happen, it would have going to happen a couple of weeks ago. Again, we're when you look at it and stats and everything like that, we saw a true Borough fan on the weekend saw that game on the weekend. You know what I mean? Travers was the only shining light. Would have saved Kanye and Kim's marriage if he had the chance. The kid was incredible, and you've got Michael Carrick still with 8 games to go. He's still got the points. He'll come in on his press conference and he'll say, we've still got mathematic chance and all that sort of stuff. So no, it'd be suicide to do anything right now for 8 games to go. There's no manager that can come in and do anything with 8 games. He'll get the rest of the season, and then I think they'll have a good debrief at the end.
Okay. I mean, well, we're still only 3 points outside it, Will. So it still can happen, this, can't it? It can still be Sunderland Borough in Wembley on the May the 24th. Borough going up. Yeah, we're manifesting that, yeah?
Well, I don't think many Borough fans' hearts could take that. I mean, but the issue is you saying with 3 points out, it feels like we've been saying that for years. We're only there. We're only just like, it could still happen. It could all fall into place. Whether it will, as a Borough fan, we've come to expecting that it just isn't.
Okay. Right then. Thank you for joining us this week. Thank you, Ryan. We'll be back next week to look at all the out-of-player contracts. So join us next week when we ask this lot to have a look at all the teams, all the players which are out of contract for Borough in the summer. Who stays, who goes? Don't think it's going to be pretty. So do join us for that one. And if you haven't followed Ryan yet for some crazy reason, then why not? Go and check out his channel. The link for that channel is in the description below. And do follow him on Twitter as well at INRICTUS. Thank you very much, Ryan. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in 7 days' time.